This clean air zone thing, the Greater Manchester. Now, there's a Facebook group about it, and it's getting out of control now. It's at like 28,000 members, and it's like there's 150 posts an hour. It's like every couple of minutes it's in my newsfeed. Bang, bang, new. The impact it's going to have on people's lives is like devastating for so many. That they're all beside themselves. They're furious and afraid. Because it's like, what does that little guy do as a window cleaner? Just about makes a living, keeps himself busy. What does he do? He's out of work. I had a chap leave a comment on the last video on me. He's a plumber from Bury, and he'll have to decide whether or not to just pack in working come like March. Will it be worth his while to work if he has to pay all this money just to use his own vehicle? And it's like, what's happened here as to where that's become a thing? It's like, this is beyond the pale. So I'm keeping up with this group, and some Manchester lady just made a brilliant suggestion. She says, we need some celebrities to help us. And I'm like, right, you are. It's like Andy Burnham. How do you think Andy Burnham would get on against Noel Gallagher? How do you think he'd get on against Morrissey? How do you think he'd get on against Ian Brown? It's weird that Ian Brown, I believe he lives in Lim. He's on right on the edge of it. It's like he would actually be affected by it. The signs for the clean air zone will be like in his neighbourhood. He'll get it. He's affected by it too. And it's like these guys are working class. It's like they're not rich people. They're people who've been risen up. So they'll have family and friends who are going to be deeply affected by this, and they can't escape from that. It's like COVID. It's going to hit everything. It's going to hurt everyone. Because if it doesn't hurt you, it'll hurt someone close to you. So it's like, it's my suggestion. I'm putting it back to them. I'm saying, you need to do your best to get in contact with Noel Gallagher, who had some very, very fruity things to say about the Labour Party only a week ago. It's like, he is the outright tip of the spear, and it's like, does he really want to be a working class hero? If people like him don't see the opportunity to actually do something, they need it pointed out to them. Obviously, your number one draft pick would be Morrissey. If you could set Morrissey on, the Greater Manchester Combined Authority, I'd back Morrissey. Number one, I would back Morrissey. It's like, I don't know where Morrissey lives. I think Morrissey probably lives in America. Because, if I was him, I wouldn't want to be in Manchester, because everyone in the world would want a piece of him. And he doesn't want a piece of anyone. So it's like, he doesn't suffer fools at all. It's like, Morrissey's the guy for this. It's like, if he wants to like wield the sort of power and influence that he actually has amongst, a generation of people, it's like, now's the time. Morrissey, if you're listening, tweet Andy Burnham. Noel Gallagher, if you're listening, tweet Andy Burnham. I go further and say, Alan McGee, my old friend, you actually owe me one. I saved you from believing that you were a fucking shaman and a magician and a sorcerer and a psychic. It was me who broke you, saved you from it. You owe me. McGee's synonymous with Manchester. Might be a Scotsman, but Manchester is where he made a name for himself. It's like, we want McGee, we want Morrissey, we want Ian Brown, and we want Noel Gallagher to help us. It's like a funny old thing that, If I want to, or if I ever had the intention to. And not to humiliate someone, but it'd be to big up myself, wouldn't it? I could go back far enough in my Facebook messages and actually show the world the moment where I confronted Alan McGee to say, you know, you're not really a shaman, Alan. Nobody saved me from that crazy movement. I had to save myself. But when I saved myself, I saved a lot of other people as well. And one of the people I saved was Alan McGee, manager of Oasis. I snapped him out of it. He disappeared from the world for a year or two and returned with, hey, you know, once I was so crazy that I thought I was a magician and a shaman and I was psychic. You know, jokes about it. Well, when I confronted him about it, he thought it was real. It's like someone had groomed him. And you know what? It appears that there's the same person who groomed me into thinking I was a magician and psychic, groomed him as well. Seriously. It's like, if you're someone who falls into that, you know, the world is one great big unfolding disappointment when things don't go the way you fucking plan. And the forces of the universe do not obey your command. It's very, very disappointing. It's very, very depressing when things don't go your way. When you think you're a fucking shaman. So it's like, that guy does owe me one. I'm like, I'm here to collect Alan. We need your help. We need you, and we need your friends, and we need your network to stand up against this. And I know that you've got some sense. I know that you know a thing or two. And I know you're not beyond having sympathy for the working man who's getting the shaft. It's like you guys, in some ways, are modern day working class heroes. Why not walk the walk? Why not do something? Do something and it'd be glorious and it'd be hilarious. It's just there to be done.